The wind howled like a banshee across the frozen wastelands of Antarctica, its icy fingers clawing at the edges of our insulated gear. I'd been part of covert operations before, missions that blurred the lines between reality and the surreal, but nothing could have prepared me for what we found in that cave. It started with an encrypted directive from command: recover unidentified object, extreme caution advised. The coordinates pointed to a cavern near the base of Mount Erebus, a site that was shrouded in both scientific curiosity and whispered myths. The locals, and by locals I mean the scientists stationed at McMurdo, they spoke in hushed tones about strange phenomena in the area, unexplainable lights, electromagnetic anomalies, and whispers carried on the wind. Our team, a Black Ops unit trained for recovery missions under extreme conditions, was briefed to expect anything, but even then, we weren't ready for this. We descended into a cave. We had to use old-fashioned headlamps because, for some reason, our night vision goggles wouldn't work. Our headlamps were slicing through the oppressive darkness. The air inside was unnaturally still, as if the cave itself was holding its breath. Frost clung to every surface, glittering like shards of broken glass under our lights. At first, it seemed like any other ice cave, until we reached the chamber. There it was, an egg-shaped object, roughly 6 feet tall and 4 foot wide, resting on a pedestal of black stone that seemed to absorb light rather than reflect it. Its surface was smooth but etched with hieroglyphs, unlike any I'd ever seen. They weren't Egyptian. No, these symbols were almost otherworldly. And it was as if they almost pulsated with an inner light, like oil and water. "What the hell is this?" muttered Carter, our tech specialist. His voice echoed eerily in the chamber. I approached cautiously, my gloved hand hovering over the surface. The air around it felt warmer than it should have been, especially given our surroundings. It was as if the object radiated its own heat, a heartbeat in the cold void. Carter began scanning the hieroglyphs with a portable device designed for linguistic analysis. "These aren't in any known database," he said after a few minutes. But, wait, he paused, his brow furrowing beneath his goggles. "Some of these patterns resemble ancient Sumerian cuneiform, and others look vaguely Mayan." "How is that possible?" I asked. "Your guess is as good as mine," he replied, "but whatever this is, it's old, really old." As we debated its origins, something strange happened. It was as if the symbols were moving or shifting subtly in the light and rearranging themselves as if they were responding to our presence. Don't get me wrong, this wasn't an overt change, it was almost undetectable. One by one, they formed into a new sequence. Was it a message? A warning? Protocol dictated that we secure the object and transport it back to base for further analysis. That was easier said than done. As soon as we attempted to lift it from the pedestal, the ground beneath us trembled violently. A low-frequency hum filled the chamber. It was resonating deep within our bones. "Let's move now," I shouted. We scrambled out of the cave just as a fissure split open behind us. The pedestal and surrounding ice collapsed into an abyss that appeared bottomless. Thankfully our harness held, and we managed to retrieve the egg-shaped object. Outside, the storm had intensified. Snow whipped around us in blinding sheets as we loaded the object onto our transport sled. I couldn't shake the feeling that we'd awakened something, that this wasn't just an artifact, but maybe a sentinel guarding secrets long buried and long hidden beneath Antarctica's icy expanse. As we made our way back to base camp, strange phenomena began to occur. Our GPS systems malfunctioned. Compasses spun wildly, as if caught in an electromagnetic vortex. Shadows danced at the edges of our vision. Figures that disappeared when we turned to look directly at them. Then came the voices, faint, almost undetectable whispers carried on the wind, speaking in a language none of us could understand, but all felt compelled to listen to. "Well, what's happening?" Carter asked, panic creeping into his voice. "I don't know," I admitted, "but let's just keep moving." Back at base camp, scientists and linguists were brought in to study the artifact under heavy security. Days turned into weeks as they worked tirelessly to decode the secrets. One breakthrough came when they discovered some of the hieroglyphs matched constellations visible only from Earth's southern hemisphere. A celestial map. But to where? Then came another revelation. Embedded within the artifact's structure was a series of pulsating signals, radio waves broadcasting into space at intervals too precise to be natural. "It's not just an artifact," one scientist whispered during a briefing. "It's a beacon." Before long, the higher-ups classified everything about the mission under layers of red tape thicker than an Antarctic ice sheet. We were debriefed and sworn to secrecy under threat of treason. But I can't stay silent, not after what happened next. 2 weeks after we recovered the artifact, satellites detected an anomaly near Earth's orbit. An unidentified object moving towards us at impossible speeds before vanishing without a trace. And then there were the reports, unconfirmed but chilling, of strange lights over Mount Erebus and seismic activity deep beneath its surface. I don't know what we brought back from that cave, or what forces we might have unleashed by disturbing it. But one thing is certain. Antarctica holds secrets far older and far more dangerous than humanity can comprehend. And somewhere out there, something is listening. This is my story, a warning for those willing to hear it. Whether you believe me or not is up to you. But if you ever find yourself near Mount Erebus, tread very carefully. You might not like what you find, or what finds you.